Welcome to another episode of This Is Anything Goes. So today I'm going to show you how to remove this panel and install an Android player here. Alright, so let's get to it. The first thing we need to do is move the gear shifter to reverse. Alright, then we'll twist this out and then we'll open this compartment and pull out the player. Okay, then there's one connector at the back here. Okay, now to remove the player, there is 4 screws, 1, 2, 3 and 4 over here. Alright, okay, then you just pull it out. And then you disconnect all the cables at the bottom. So to do this, you might want to put a piece of cloth down here so that the player doesn't scratch your panels. Okay, so there was a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 connectors. Okay, so what I'll do off camera is I will clean up all this dust, all the dirt here, and I'll see whichever wiring that looks foreign, I'll take it out, because I can see that the previous owner has installed an FM modulator. FM modulator here, which I'm not gonna use with the Android player, and I think there is also a something that is hidden inside here. Yeah, I assume this is a TV thingy. Alright, so yeah, I'm gonna remove all this first. Okay, so the cleaning of the wires are done. Alright, all these are the original sockets. This is most likely the antenna, the main loom, or probably this is the main loom. Alright, and then I clean up the wires at the bottom here, and I found the switch for the passenger side seat heater. Alright, I normally have one over here, so this is a bit short. I will need to pull a wire to this side. Not sure why is it over here. Okay, alright, so how much wires and rubbish did I take out? Okay, besides the player, okay, this is the amount of rubbish wire. I'll call it rubbish wire. Alright, so this is the TV stuff. I assume it's for the TV. Alright, some of the cables I've cut it, but I did not leave any of the cables inside the dashboard. Alright, so this is one, and then this is the FM. And then some miscellaneous rubbish wire. No idea what this is. Yeah. Alright, so yeah, plenty of rubbish wires. Alright, so now let's get to the wiring of the Android player. Alright guys, so the wiring for the Android player is done. So as you can see, there's much less cables around here. Alright, majority of the cables are actually tucked inside here. Alright, so we'll only be using the main harness, which is this harness. Alright, and in terms of the wiring, hang on, let me just untuck some of it. Okay, so as you can see, for the power supplies, okay, hang on, just give me a second. Okay, so for the power, the yellow line over here connects to this yellow line over here. Okay, and then the red line connects to the one next to it, which is the gray line. Okay, and then your, let's see, where's the black line? Okay, your black line, okay, your black line connects to the brown line. Okay, which means the yellow is for the yellow, the gray is for the red, the brown is for the black. And then you have one more, which is the illumination, which is the orange line that connects to the dark green one over here. Okay, so that's all for the power. Then you have the line for the steering control. So the steering control, this line over here, the light green, that's switch 1, blue is switch 2, and dark green is ground. Alright, make sure you connect all three of it. So the green one you can actually connect back to the black line just now. Okay, that's it. And these are all the speaker wires. Alright, and then you have one more, which is the auto antenna, which connects to this side. So you will need to buy a converter, because the original hang on. Okay, you need to buy a converter because the original socket is like this. Alright, whereas the aftermarket players uses this type of sockets. Okay, so this is the converter. So you have a blue line coming out of the socket and you need to connect it to the auto antenna. Alright. Okay, and then you have all the rest of the things. These are all the USB, the GPS. Okay, so for the GPS line, let me back up a bit. So for the GPS line over here, I ran it through the dashboard and put it over there. Alright, where it doesn't annoys me. Alright, and the rest, these two, these are from the player to USB, which I routed it down here. Okay, and then you will have one more socket over here for the player. This goes to, one goes to microphone, and the rest are all RCA in and outs. Okay, so, and yeah, this model does have a 4G modem of its own. I just need to put a SIM card here if I feel like it. Alright, so now let's connect back everything and see if it works. Alright, so we have already identified the speaker cables, and I'll get to that later. So what I've done is that just now you have seen how we connect the power to the Android. So using just one of the speaker output, I pull a line down here to test. Alright, so this is the original amplifier. Is a Matsushita 8628058050. Alright, I can't find the pinout online for this, so I have to do this one by one. So what I do know is that this and this socket are the signal from the original player as well as the power. So don't put your speaker lines to test this. All right. Whereas the other 4 sockets, the white, brown, blue, and black, these are the ones for speakers. Okay. So now let's go to the wiring portion. Okay. The pink and purple line, all right, this is for your front left channel. All right, so this amp is actually a 4-channel amp. All right, so the purple and pink is for your front left. The blue and green, I think this is green, is for your front right channel. Okay, and then you have the let's see, the white and red. Okay, white and red, this is for your rear right channel. All right, rear right channel. And the black and yellow, this is for your rear left channel. Okay, so there's only 4 channels here. All right, so from here all the way to the back here are all your speakers. Now the last 4 lines over here on the black connector here, all right, the white and the red is actually for the speaker that is meant for this side. All right, the middle speaker. All right, but I'm not going to connect that because it sounds horrible. All right, it's cracking. I think the speaker is already gone. And then this these last 2 cables here, the yellow and black, these are actually for the box woofer that was supposed to be under the driver seat, but I don't find it. And when I connect the speaker cable to it, well, there's no sound coming from it. So yeah, I don't think that exists. I think somebody removed it. So this is not a 18 speaker surround system. This car is a 17 speaker surround system. All right, so I'm gonna make it into a 16. Yeah, because I'm going to not connect the center speaker. So, and there's no woofer, so that's -2 speakers. So this will be a 16 speaker system. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna connect all this and then we'll be back. Hi, this is the future me. Alright, so I would like to do a bit of a correction based on what I've recorded earlier. Alright, so it's not a 16 system, it's not a 16 speaker system, it's actually really an 18 speaker system. Alright, the front dashboard, the middle speaker was actually working perfectly fine. It's just that when I was testing it, it was a bit loose, so the sound was cracking. Alright, and then I did connect it, as well as the subwoofer that was supposed to be under the driver's seat, that is there. Okay, I just mentioned it a couple of seconds ago saying that somebody removed it. That was me. Alright, I didn't know that the subwoofer system is actually attached to the driver's seat itself. So when I removed the driver's seat, I actually removed the subwoofer together. Alright, so it was as simple as just connecting back all the plug that was under the seat, and I got back my subwoofer. Alright, so I got that connected as well and it's perfectly fine. So let's get back to the video. Alright, so the wiring for the speakers are already done. Okay, it looks a bit messy, but it'll look better once I tuck it under the wherever I want to tuck it in. Alright, then now, okay, so what I did was from the Android player, there's a 4-channel, meaning 8 wires coming down. Alright, so I've actually bundled them, and if you see it, it's actually over here. Alright, I route it down here, go under the carpet, come down here, go here, and make a turn into underneath the amp. Alright, but I'll be removing the amp, so yeah. Alright, because this amplifier cannot be used anymore. Not that it's broken, it's just that it's not compatible. Alright, okay, so I've tested the 4 channels, front right, front left, rear right, rear left, and it's working fine. So now let's move on to the next phase. Alright, now come to the part of the casing. Alright, so this is the original casing, and let's just say it will not fit the Android player. Okay, so what we will need to do is we will need to get a new casing. And so I have two casings here. One of it is like this, whereby it actually clips on something like that. Alright, so it's actually quite ugly because it's jutting out quite a lot, not to my liking. Okay, so what I'll be doing is I'll be changing it to this casing. Alright, but as you can see in this new casing, it's lacking the compartment here as well as the switches over here, so I will have to transfer all this to this side. So in case you're wondering, this is the player and it fits nicely and snug into it. Okay, so what we need to do is remove all this. So 4 screws, 1, 2, 3, 4 to get this compartment out. Another 1, 2, 3, 4 to get this portion out. Alright. Alright, so we are done. Okay, we have transferred this as well as this and the chrome garnish as well, and we have installed the Android player. Okay, so for the Android player is actually held on by 4 screws, 1, 2, 3, 4 over here. Alright, pretty simple. You just wiggle it in until it fits perfectly, then just screw this 4. As for this side, as I mentioned, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. But for the chrome garnish in the original case, it's actually held on by melted plastic, so you will need to drill that out, and then I replace it with this type of screws. Alright, where did I get these screws? It's very small, and I actually got it from an old laptop that is decommissioned. Alright, so I sort of just took all these screws from it and just, yeah. Okay, so that's it. Now let's install it into the car. Alright guys, there you have it. That's how we install the Android player 10.1 inch onto the Toyota Alphard Vellfire 20 series. Alright, so some things that I would like to talk about. Cost. So the cost of this player is about 1,500 ringgit, which is roughly about 300 to 400 US dollar. And there's another thing that you need to purchase, which is this casing, which costs about 89 ringgit, so that's about $20. Okay, time to install this was, actually I don't even know, because it was done over a span of a couple of days. But if I were to give it another go at it, I will probably take another 3 to 4 hours to install this. Alright, mainly because I need to find the wirings, alright, especially the speaker wirings, which is under the seat. And then the power wiring was easy. The steering control was a bit more difficult to find, but nevertheless managed to find that. Now when it comes to installing this panel, alright, it's not a direct fit. Okay, as you can see here, I have another panel. Why? Because I broke this panel, the first panel. Okay, so something to take note: when you're installing this, you might want to file off a bit on this side, this clip over here. You might want to file it off a bit on both sides, and there will be 3 clips on the top here, 1, 2, 3. Alright, you need to file it off a bit. If not, it will be very difficult to push it in, or more or less impossible to push it in. Alright, what happened was I managed to push it in after cutting a lot of stuff over here, as you can see here. Alright, I've cut off the middle part and I've cut off quite a lot I managed to fit it in, but it was so tight that when I want to remove this panel, the side here was actually pulling and it actually broke my aircon vent. These are new aircon vents, alright. Okay. Spec on this is Android player, alright. The reason why it costs so much, I know there are players that cost about 300 to 500 ringgit, alright, but since this is a family car and I want my family to have the best available in the market, I've bought the most expensive one, the highest spec, alright. This is a 6 gig RAM, 128 gig storage. It comes with digital sound processor, 55 watts and everything. Alright, this is the best you could get in the market at the moment, besides those 12-inch Tesla style. Alright, now talking about the 12-inch Tesla style, it costs about the same. It's about 1,004 to 1,007. Alright, the spec is slightly lower than this, but it does have a digital aircon control. Why didn't I go for that? I don't want the Android player to freeze on me and cause my aircon settings to be jammed there so that wouldn't be fun. Alright, that was the only reason why I didn't get the Tesla style Android players, though it looks freaking good. But let's just separate the in-car entertainment and the aircon controls. Alright, next, yeah, let's talk about the speakers. So as I mentioned earlier, this is a 18 speaker surround sound system. I would say that though I lose the functionality of the Dolby Surround and whatnot that comes with the original player, this actually sound much better than the original player, be it playing songs, music, podcasts, speeches. This sounds so freaking much better. Alright, the only function that I will miss, actually I won't really miss, is the auto parking. Alright, this player doesn't support auto parking, you lose that. As well as when you reverse, there's no line guiding you as you turn your steering, you lose that as well. Alright, but guess what, those are features I'm willing to sacrifice for the sound quality I get on this, the connectivity I get on this, the clarity of the screen that I get on this. Okay, I guess that's all I've got to talk about. Alright, my next video, or probably next video, or next video, I'll talk about the difference between Android players. There's so many in the markets. I have one installed over here, I have one installed on my Myvi, and I have one installed on my Inspira. So I want to talk about the 3 different models that I have, which is a 2 gig, 4 gig and 6 gig model, Android 8, Android 9 and Android 10. Alright, so make sure you're subscribed, make sure you hit the bell button so you get notified when I release that video. Alright, it's going to be interesting. I'm going to do a comparison between performance of all 3, and that might help you decide whether or not you which Android player you would like to purchase. Okay, so if you're not done so, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell button. Alright, if you like this video, hit this. If you dislike it, hit that, but leave us a comment on how to improve further. Alright, till next time, see ya.